Do you have a stress budget? That's right. Do you have a stress budget? What is a stress budget, you ask? Great question. A stress budget is very similar to a financial budget, except instead of measuring in and out of money, we are measuring the ins and out of stress and self-care. Say you start off every day with 100 units of self-care. You wake up and you have 100 units. Okay, so let's do some math. Talk about some numbers. No big deal. This is easy stuff. Okay, let's put it on a budget. You start with 100 every day, and maybe you wake up and you have an argument with your wife. That's going to cost you 5 units of self-care. Your balance is 95. The next, you drive to work. Maybe it's a stressful drive to work. That costs you 10 units of self-care. Your balance is up to 85. You have the typical hassles of work, which normally costs about 20 units of self-care. So that puts you down to 65 units. Next, you drive home. It's another 10 units of self-care, and you end the day with 55. 55 left over. Not bad. You have the rest of the evening to rest, recover, eat healthy, enjoy your time with family, watch some TV. Now let's look at a different example. Say you start a new day off with 100. You have an argument with your wife and your son, so that's 10 units of self-care. You're down to 90. You have a little bit of road rage and really bad traffic. Maybe the roads are slippery from a snowstorm. So that costs 25 units of self-care, and that knocks you down to 65. You have an argument with or a disagreement with your secretary at work, and that puts you in a bad mood to start the day off. That's minus 10. That puts you down to 55 units of self-care. Next, you have your typical work hassle-related stress. That we're going to say that's another 20 units of self-care, like it was yesterday. Brings you down to a balance of 35. But then, at the end of the day, there's a meeting in the boardroom, and something terrible happens. You get in a bad argument with your boss and the CEO and everyone else that's in the room, and that stresses you out. You weren't prepared. You didn't have the homework that you were supposed to do and do the presentation in front of your bosses, and so you were pretty stressed out, and you lose 35 units of self-care in that event. Whoa, my goodness, that brings us down to 0 units of self-care. And we haven't even driven home. Maybe there was an argument at home. So the drive home, that's negative 10. The argument with your family, that's negative 15. So by the end of the day, this day did not look like yesterday. Your balance is in the negatives. Negative 25. Problem with this is maybe your time in eating dinner, resting up, watching TV, sleeping, maybe it didn't go so well. So you're starting off with negative 25, you recover a little bit, you make it back to 0 while you're resting, then you go to bed, but it's a restless day, night sleep, you're still worried about what happened in the boardroom, and you're worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, and so maybe you wake up still tired and your self-care units is only up to 50. You know that tomorrow's going to be a rough day. And so this cycle continues, especially during a stressful season in life, or during a trauma or crisis, or if there's a sick relative or something. Every single day we wake up with even less and less units of self-care, and we become even more and more stressed out every day. So what are we going to do about it? Key 3 things is eat, sleep, and plan. Sounds simple, right? Eat healthy, sleep plenty, and plan out the stressful load, especially during these holiday seasons. When there's holiday parties, there's gifts to buy, there's food to make, there's decorations, there's cleaning, there's a to-do list, and so many things that you have to consider what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. So I just want to state it again more clearly. Eat healthy. That means not eating too much, not eating too little, getting enough nutrients and healthy nutrients every single day. Sleep plenty. Research is showing more and more every single statistic. Sleeping 6 to 8 hours of sleep for an adult in America is essential. It puts serotonin in your brain, it makes you feel happier, and it helps you rest and recover and be the most productive that you can be the next day. Plan, especially during the holiday season. Plan out how much you want to spend, on presents, on gifts, but also plan how much time you can give to different people, different parties during the festive holiday season. Everyone wants you to go here, do this, do that. You're supposed to be part of everything and do everything, but it's not realistic. And so, what I'm suggesting is that you plan out what event you're going to, what event you're not going to, and just tell people if they're good friends, they should be respectful of your time and of your stress level. And just tell them, hey, I'm going through a lot right now and I can't do everything that I used to do, or I'm not going to be able to do this. Not learn to say no, do what you need to do, but don't overdo it. You can even write out on a script what your stress level is at, what your self-care units are at, and what the balance is, and how you think the big picture wise you'll make it through this next holiday season. Here's just a few tips for you, brought to you again by Fully Live Life Coaching. My name's Alex Dolin. You can learn more about me and my coaching at alexanderdolin.com. And so I hope you enjoyed this tip and come back for more and call me for coaching. Thanks.